Alright, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. Let's get back in here. Let's go to window. Let me see if my phone catches up to what I am seeing, and it is. Alright, so let's jump into the game first. I'll show you y'all what I worked on. 3 days with no internet. And then we'll jump in here. I want to get the train crossing signals in today. It's going to be a pain in the butt project. But now that all the roads are done, all the dirt roads are done, all the side roads are done, we can get the train crossing signals done. It's just a time-consuming pain in the butt to do. But anyway, let's jump in here. And I'll give you a quick tour. And I'll show you the area that we have left. So let this load. Well, also good opportunity to check the log for errors because I really haven't done that much of that yesterday. So I did put a couple more global company functions in. Got most of them finished up yesterday. Alright, so before we get started, let me do a quick check of the log. And I'm just going to scroll up to the top, make sure we're still error-free. This error is, yeah, that's a vehicle. That's a mod. And so far we are error-free. Alright, let's jump in here. Let me grab a little bit of speed. Let's throw our FPS counter on. I do got to come in here. Just a lot of these tables right here are sunk into the ground, so we got to fix some tables, like right through here as well. But let's grab a truck. I don't know, what color are we going with today? Seems like a red kind of day. Alright, so down here at the end of the vehicle shop, where the space was between the vehicle shop and the Casey's gas station, I just put in a construction site, so it's less that has to like render into the game. So this is just going to stay a construction site. And then back here, so these 4 squares right here, you're going to have to build. Where I'm coming into, where I'm making the left now. So these 4 squares you're going to have to build as part of the city. So city block 4, city block 2, city block 3, and city block 5. So they all have to be built. And then this open square here, I just turned this into like an open air green space. So between the city and the school, on this side, it's pretty much just like open air park, green space. And that finished off that block. And if we head over this way, which one do I want? I always miss the road. Yeah, this one. So I took this little space here and I just left it an open field. So you can do whatever you want with this space right here. Yeah, without my OBS running and my recording software running, I was getting a solid 58 to 60 FPS. So without my OBS running, I do get better FPS. Now let me take it down to the bottom of the mountain. I put the new central warehouse and central warehouse cold in, so they're now the containers. So they've been updated. The map's been updated with all the fill types. Worked on this mountain area driving down a little bit. And then down here, in this open square, is now a fish farm. So let me get out of here. Farm chick says welcome back. Let me get out of here. Let's go into flight mode. So this area now has okay, I thought I turned my speed on. Did I not turn the speed on? I had it on, I turned it off. Alright, so if you come down on this end first, we have a bait house. So the bait house is built into the map. So I divided this up into 4 parts. So you have the bait house, and then there's hatchery 1, hatchery 2, and hatchery 3. So you have the bait house, fish hatchery 1. So pretty much this whole square turned out to be like fishing, but not with a fishing boat. So hatchery, 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 bait house. So that finished up this square. Here we got a little canal running through to this side, and then this side is like a little marina here, and I put the lighthouse in. So this turned into like a marina area here. So that finished off this part of the map. So the only thing we have left really is this little area here. And I am completely lost on what I want to do with it. It may end up being an open field. Or not an open, like an open grass pasture. Not 100% sure yet. But there's another buildable here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more buildables that ended up like right here. And then this area here, I've got a couple ideas, but I'm not sure exactly what I want to do to finish this. And then So there's really not that much more left to do. So if you come into here, you can actually see some fish. I can't get in there, it's got a collision on it. You can actually see some fish coming out of the lake and into the pools of water. I thought that was a really cool little touch. But that's what I got done the last few days with no internet. Let's get out of here. Let's jump into here. I've got an idea what I want to do. We're going to switch this up a little bit, but today I want to focus on getting all of the train crossings in. We have to do these one train at a time. So we are going to go File, Import, and I think it's Maps. No, it's not Train System 3. Is it Maps, Placeables? Yeah, Train System. Train 1. We have to spawn it into the map. I'm going to turn on its spline to make it visible so we can see the spline. Alright, so now does train 1 have at least one train crossing in it? Let's go Maps, Placeables, Train System, Train 1. Alright, train 1 should have one railroad crossing left in it. And it does. So right here, that's our train crossing 1. Now, it doesn't matter which direction we go in. So I think I'm going to follow the tracks this way. So I'll have to put train crossing 2 over here. So I'm going to grab railroad crossing 1. I'm going to duplicate it. We're going to slide it down here. And before I put it in place, I'm going to change that to a 0, 2. And then we'll see about, that's about right there. Now we have to go to the XML, and we have to turn on number 2. You know what, I'll just, actually I think, let's see how many train crossings we get in first, and then we can work on the XML. So that's number 2. This actually may go a little bit quicker than I was hoping. Let's come down here and see where our next crossing is. So we're good here. Looks like this is going to be our next crossing. Alright. So let's take number 2. We zoom out a little bit. Let's duplicate it. We'll slide her down. And before I put it into place, let's number it 3. And we'll get this one in place. Why does it look like it's not lined up with... It's not. Let's pull that one back a little bit. Now I want to go check on... this one. To make sure it didn't move. Oh, okay, so number 2 is still sitting here. Let's say, where did it go? Okay, no, that's still in place. All right, let's go back to 3. Appreciate everybody stopping back in. Yeah, I want to get these done for all 3 trains today. All right, so now our next crossing is where? So let's follow the tracks. All right, looks like we're good. Looks like we're going to come over here before we put the next crossing in. And it looks like, what do we need? I think just one? Oh, two. 2 crossings over here. All right. So let's take number 3. Let's duplicate it again. And we'll change it to number 4. Now, this is a double white track, so we're going to have to make some adjustments to it. And then I also have to see which side the gate's on, so we don't put it in backwards. I think it goes... Does it go this way? Where's the arm? Yeah, so it goes this way. Alright. In the Ricci Valley map, the first time I put these in, they were the wrong way around. Alright, so on a double white track, first one goes about there, and then the second one, we have to pull back a little bit. So it goes about there. Alright, so that's number 4. Let's follow the tracks. I think there's another one right here. There is, but it needs the crossings as well. So now we have to come back over here, and we got to drag these rubber guys down. So we'll slide one down. I'm going to slide them down because they're in the perfect spot. I'm going to slide this one down. So now I got to come back and get these into place. And I got to go down on my speed a little bit. Alright. Let's get these into place. I'm going to have to get rid of some grassy and bushy bits. So let's go to subtract grass, and we don't need too much. We don't need too big of a circle, so let's get rid of some bushy bits on here and on here. Alright, now we can pull the train crossing down. So number 4, we duplicate, and we get it down to here, and we name it number 5. And we got to get this one into place. Let's go this way. Alright, so that one is in. Let's follow the tracks and see where we go. Alright, so we're good till we cross the river. So I guess the next one's going to be at this road crossing. Sorry, I don't know, the view sucks, but it's the only way I can figure out if we need another train crossing. Oh, right here. Okay. So let's grab number 5. Actually, yeah, let's grab number 5. Or do I want one that's already a little bit smaller? Yeah, let's drag down number 3. And I'm going to duplicate that one. Let's bring it down. If I can get a hold of the little blue thing. So it's going to have to go somewhere in here. It's going to be number 6. And then I got to make sure the arms are not the wrong way round. So where are your arms? Let's look at this one. The arms on the inside. Yeah, because if I put them in backwards, the arm ends up on the outside and the railroad crossing sign ends up on the inside, and they end up going in backwards. Alright, so number 6 should be good. Alright, so moving on down. Alright, so number 7 is going to have to go over here. So let's duplicate that one. And get you about in position. Alright, so you become number 7. And then moving down the line. So you're going to be number 8. So you become number 8. Alright, now moving down the line. Do we have another one here? We do. So you're going to become number 9. And actually, I could probably pull this one in a little bit closer. Nah, that's fine. That works. 9. We go this way. Oh, we're over here. Hidden in the trees under the monorail. Let's duplicate you. And then you've got to go this way, I believe. You become number 10. Then let's get this guy. Where's my... Okay, you're the right way round. So you go about there. And then follow this guy around. Try and catch some air. Alright, here we need another one. So let's pull you down. You become number 11. Let's work from this side. Alright, which way do you have to face? You've got to go... Yep, this way. Alright. Alright, now moving on down the line. Oh, make another turn. Oh, right here. Alright, so let's duplicate that one. It becomes number 12. And which way do you get turned? You get turned this way. Oh, stop. Give me the crossing back. I really hope these aren't floating. So we have to sink them all down, back down into the ground. It'll be a pain. Alright, so you are, did I miss number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we're good so far. Alright, so you're number 12. Ooh, we didn't go very far. Let's duplicate that. You become number 13. You're going to go... Alright, about there. And again, not very far. Let's duplicate you. And then you're going to become number 14. And which way do you get turned? You get turned this way. Alright, moving on down the line. There we go. So let's pull, duplicate that, pull it down. It becomes number 15. And yeah, it's about right. Alright. Alright, so moving on down the line. And we're going to need a rubber for here and there. Alright, so before we grab that railroad crossing, let's grab this guy and put one over here. And we'll get rid of a little bit of the grass. And then down here. Throw another one in. Alright. Now we can go back to our railroad crossing. Let's find it. And then let's duplicate that. And we'll pull one down. So it becomes 16. And then you become 17. And I know it's not very far. So you're going to become 18. And then should have another one, yeah, down here. You become 19. become 20. Alright, now I don't think there's too many more before we get back to Center Mountain. Oh, gotta have one crossing the road here. So you're gonna become 21. And yep, they're facing the correct way. So you become 21. Okay, so this crossing here is going to be a double. All right. So I've got to pull one of these down. I should be able to get a hold of it. Let's duplicate that. Yeah, I'll pull you down. You're going to become 22. And then you've got to get adjusted. Is it facing? It is facing the correct way. So let's get one side lined up. About there. And then this one we'll pull back a little bit further. About there. Alright, so that's 22. And that, which takes us back towards Center Mountain. Alright, so now you become 23. Oh, did not want to do that. Alright, so you become 23. Let's head down. Now, putting the next set in is going to be a pain because they have to ghost the first one. And I'll show you what that means here in a minute. Because these trains run opposite each other. So the second set of crossing for train B has to be exactly on top of the one for train A. Alright, so I'm going to duplicate this one. And it's going to become 24. And then I think there's only one more. Duplicate that. You become 25. So you're going to go there, and that should take us back to number 1. Yep, it takes us back to number 1. Okay, so now what I got to do is we take train 1, we go File, Export, Train 1. I have to overwrite the i3D. And then here's the real test. You delete it, and then you import it back in. And then everything should pop back into place with all of its crossing signals. It did. Alright. So we have 25 crossing signals. So now we have to come in here, make sure we have 25. So let's turn all these back on. Let's see how many are in this XML. We only have 18, so we're going to have to add a couple more. Alright, so railroad crossing. Alright, so you become 19. You become 19. This has to go to 19. And this has to go to 19. Alright, so under here we have 20. And then 20, and then this node becomes 20. Marcel 1967, good day, thank you for stopping in. We are working on getting the train crossings in on the 16X map. We have 3 trains to do, and then I got to figure out what I'm doing with the monorail, because the monorail also needs at least 1 crossing so it doesn't throw a Lua error. So I'm going to have to figure out what we're going to do with the monorails. So you become 21 and you become 21. Alright, so we need, you become 22. And then you become 22 and 22 and 22. Alright, so under here you become 23. And then you become 23 and 23. Alright, 2 more. So you become 24. Twenty-four, 24, and 1 more. Thank you for the follow, very much appreciated. Thank you for taking time out of your day stopping in and saying hello. So 25, you become 25, 25, and 25. Okay, so 25, so our Train 1 XML now matches our Train 1 I3D. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our spline, I've got to make it invisible again. Then we're going to take Train 1, we're going to go File, I'm going to export it back over to here. I'm going to overwrite the one that's in my placeables folder. Now we have to delete it out of the map. I'm going to save the map, and we're going to go in, we're going to test Train 1. I want to test Train 1 before we do Train 2 to make sure Train 1's not throwing any Lua errors. Then we'll do Train 2, Train 3, and we'll figure out, I got to get at least 1 crossing signal in for each of the monorail tracks. And I may just hide them inside of a building somewhere where you don't see them. But the Train XML and the Train i3D will not work on Giant's engine without at least 1 crossing in it. Alright, cool. Now let's jump back in the map. And let's go to a new save game. Yeah, I'm really hoping to have this map ready by next weekend for testing. And really, I'm really hoping that we can get it done by like midweek for testing. And then once we get the train crossings done, I want to go back through and we got to open up every single global company function. We have to make sure that they have not only an exact figure, but they have a pallet trigger, because we have to make sure they have the pallet trigger for the new containers. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to trains on just for today. And let's jump into train 1. You're a monorail, you're a monorail, you're a monorail. Let's find, you're our fishing boat. You are, which train are you? You're train 3. So you're train 2, you're train 1. Alright, let's slow you down. And let's look at your crossings as we go through. So you're going to be right in the rails today. To get a good tour of the map today by riding the rails with me. Alright, so the first crossing signal should be right here. Alright, so this one's working. So we're going to make one, after we put them in, we're going to make one loop on each train. Alright, so you have, I'm actually going to throw my FPS counter on too just to see where we are. So that one's working. 2 down, 23 to test. It is a 16x map, so it's going to take a little bit to make one loop with the train. Cool, so this train signal is working. Alright, so that one's working. If you're wondering why everything is fenced in, you actually have to build it before you can have access to it. So there's like a whole railroad silo and farmhouse sitting here, but you have to build it so you can use it. Alright, so that one's working. Alright, that one's working. Alright, that one's good. Alright, we're about halfway round. It's been a while since I rode the trains on this map. We haven't. The trains are one of the first things we put in. It's been about 5 or 6 months since we rode the train. I'm going to slow down a bit because there should be a crossing signal as soon as we come out of this bridge. Ah, cool. Alright, so that one is good. So yeah, like even the fields there, you can't use until you build it. So some of the fields have to be built, some of the forests have to be built, every sell point has to be built. Alright, so that signal's good. Good there. Alright, good there. It's nice to see solid 60 FPS riding a train around. Alright, so that one's working. Again, right here's another railroad silo. You have to build it before you can use it. Alright, so that signal's working. That one's working. Alright, that one's good. We've got... Alright. Slow down a little bit. We're going to cross another bridge. This is the very edge of the map. Now this is the south. This train makes the south loop, so it loops across the center of the map and then all the way around the southern side of the map. Train 2, which we'll do next, is the north loop. So that one's working. That one's good. Coming back towards Center Mountain. this one. Alright, that signal's good. Alright, so we just have the signals now to test on Center Mountain, and train 1 should be done. So we come back across the valley from Outer Mountain to Center Mountain. And then we're going to check the capacities on these train cars and make sure they're carrying at least 1 million liters each, if not more. Alright, so that signal is good. Should be one here, and then there should be one more before we head back out of, or maybe 2 more before we head back out of town. That one is not working. Hold on, we got to back it up. Something wrong with that one. Let me back up. That one is not right. I might have it turned the wrong way. At least it didn't look right when I buzzed by at 100 miles an hour. Oh no, okay, it is right. I just didn't see it. Okay, I thought it was the wrong way around, but no, okay, so that one is good. Let's check this last one. I think y'all are getting just as excited as I am to get this map out, since it's been almost a year in the making. So that's the last one for this train. So train 1 we're going to call done. So let's get out of here. Alright, train 1 we're calling good. Let me just... The only error making in the log is maybe of Corona Red. So we may have to fix a shader. Well, so far I'm not seeing any errors. Sometimes you get a Corona Red error with the crossing signal. Nope, we are good. Train 1. I'm calling train 1 done. I'm actually going to close that XML so I don't mess it up. Alright, so now we have to come back into here. We have to import train 1 back in because we need the crossing signals. We're going to go File, Import. We're going to import train 2 in. So train 2 is what we have to do next, and I'm going to take the I'm going to make the spline visible so we can see it. So these crossing signals have to be exactly inside of the train 1 crossing signal, because train 1 and train 2 go in opposite directions, and they have to work independently of each other. I'm so glad you're able to save it. You had already put a lot of time into... Yeah, I know, me too. So now we have to work train 2, and I think we're going to go in the same direction as we did with train 1. Now, because what I have to do is I have to take the signals for train 1. So this is, the signal for train 2 has to be mirror this exactly. So I'm going to duplicate it. We're going to go edit, cut. I'm going to pop it into here. And hopefully it's going to spawn, you see it popped it right on top of, so there's like two ghost signals on top of each other, and that's the only way to get a double track to work. So that takes care of that crossing. Let's follow the tracks around. So all the double tracks need a crossing for each train. So if we had a third train there, we would have to put another set of crossings in on the third train. So we'll follow this one around. So you're going to go this way, actually. So this one only needs a single track. So we can actually take... so this one I'm going to zoom out so I can slide it over. I'm going to take number 2, I'm going to duplicate it, and we're going to slide it down here. And we're going to call it number 3. And we'll get it turned into place. So you're going to come over this way, and then which way are you right way around? You are right way around. Is it this way? Or is that backwards? No, this is the right way around. So minus 90. And since it's a single, I got to pull it in a little bit. So I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to slide it back a little bit. Alright, so that is number 3. I think this train should have less crossings than the south loop, but I could be wrong. We'll see how much we get when we get back to town. Alright, so we need a rubber crossing there. I need a rubber crossing there. I need another one there. I need another one there. Crap, where can I pull it? Well, we're going to have to slide back down here a minute because I got to grab the train crossing. We'll get the train crossings in, and we'll put the signals in. Yep, I'm gonna have to, sorry y'all, I'm gonna have to come all the way down. Alright, I need this rubber piece right here. And we've got to put a couple more in. The reason I'm sliding it is it's at the perfect height and it's already lined up with the rails. So it's really easy to keep in place. Alright, now we can zoom back in a little bit. Alright, so you need a crossing here. And we've got to take out some of its extra foliage. Alright. And then slide her down. So we'll get one here. And then slide another one down. To here. Now Get a little bit of grass off of there. Alright, do we need another one? Yeah, I do. So let's get this guy in place. Alright, now back to the train crossings. Alright, so we need this guy. And over here at the forest. So let us duplicate that. Pull this guy down to here. Take a quick peek at chat. Old Man Farming, hello, thank you for stopping back in, much appreciated. Alright, let's get this one. So this becomes number 4. And let's get it in place. Alright. And duplicate it again. It becomes number 5. So you become number 6. Need another one. You become number 7. Alright, let's follow the tracks around. Alright, so you're going to go this way. Alright, cool. We already have a crossing there, so I just need to pull the signal over. So let's duplicate that again. And the reason I'm sliding them over is because they're already at the perfect height and I don't have to mess with the height. Alright, you are number 8. And then you've got to get turned. Which way do you get turned so you're not backwards? And great, I just clicked on the road. Alright, so you get turned this way, or does that put you backwards? Nope, you get turned this way. Alright. So you are number 8. Alright, let's follow the tracks down. Not too far. Slide you down. You become number 9. Should make another turn here in a second. Oh, nope, we got a straight. We got one more road before we make a turn. Alright, I'm going to zoom out so I can slide that one down. Alright, I'm going to duplicate that one. Slide you down. You're going to become number 10. You are going to sit about there. Right, now we should have a turn coming up somewhere. Yep, I thought we did. Alright. So where's our next crossing? Oh, we got an S-bend. Alright. Right over here by the next railroad mill. Alright. So let me duplicate. Hang on. Did I miss a number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. I can count today. Look at that. Let's pull you down. Alright, so you're going to become number... Oh, hold on. That's why that didn't look right. I got to take the 0 out of there. You become 10. I thought that didn't look quite right. You become 11. Now I can type better. Alright, so you get lined up about here. And then so duplicate you. You become 12. And it'll follow you around. Let me spin you first. So you go to 90, you become 13. Road crossing. You become 14. And then another one right here. So you become 15. And which way do you get turned? You get turned this way. Alright, so 15. Should be a dirt road over here somewhere. Oh, no, it goes across, so no road cross, oh, is there? Yeah, there is one here. That's train 3. Okay, we're not on train 3 yet. So let's take this guy down, see where its next crossing is. And do we have... Okay, so we've got no rubber on the road. Alright, so we're going to have to put the rubber parts in first. I think I have one down here I can drag over. Man, I don't even have one there. So there's no rubber there. There's no rubber there. There's no rubber there. Crap. Alright, hold on. I gotta get a couple. I gotta get all these road crossings back in, or the road crossing over the tracks back in, before we can finish the signals. And where do I have one? Okay, we have one here. So let's grab this guy, and we'll slide her down. So I'm gonna get all these in place. going to grab... Alright, now since this one's turned the wrong way around, we're going to have... Oh, this one's on a corner too. This sucks. Alright, let's line this side up first. And then I got to get one on this side. And then I didn't realize that this crossing was so close to the corner. So these tracks are going to go like, there's nothing I can do about that. That one's going to be off by a little bit. So let's pull this one up to here. Let's pull this one up to here. So slide this one down. We have to slide this one down, and we'll get these lined up. And then of course we're going to have to pull out a little bit of grass. Alright, so that one's done. Where are we next? Road crossing here. I'm going to zoom out so I can slide these down because they're at the perfect height. I don't want to have to readjust the height. Let me slide this one down. Crap, which one was that? I think this is the one I need. If not, I'll move it. Alright, so you go there. You go there. Now, is that the last one? It was, I think. That took us across the bridge. Yeah, so this is our next... Yeah, let me just double check this corner, make sure I'm not going to miss an electric signal. No, so we come across the corner, we come straight down. That's train 3. We'll worry about that one next. Alright, so train 2. We have no signal here at all. Alright. Yep, so we have no signal here at all yet. Alright, so we are going to go back to train 2. And we're going to grab our last one, which was number 15. And I've got to slide it down here. So we're going to duplicate it. And it's going to have to come back. And then it becomes number 16. Alright, and it's got to get spun this way to minus 90. Marcel, welcome back. If I missed anybody in chat, I do apologize. So let's get this side lined up about there, and then this signal here. Nope, this one here's got to come out, back out a little bit further because we're double track. Alright, so you go about there. Alright, so that is 16. I'm just going to duplicate one because I know we're going to have one down the road. So let's bring that down with us. Alright, so you become number 17. And you go, pull you back this way just a little bit. Alright, right about there. So you become number 18. And okay, one more over here. So you become number 19. And then train 3 we'll come back and do next. That's the one that goes straight. We're going this way though. So that's 19. So we need one here, and we already have one here, so we have to mirror this one because we got two trains going in opposite directions, so we're going to have to mirror this one. So I'm going to duplicate it. We're going to go edit, cut, train 2, paste. Now it should pop in exactly on top of that one, so it becomes number 20. And then we're going to follow this down. And then we have to mirror this one again. So we take this guy and we duplicate it. And we go edit, cut, train 2, paste. And it becomes number 21. And then back to Center City. And we have almost have 2 trains done. Alright, so where's our first crossing? Alright, so we got to duplicate this one, do the same thing. So we got to duplicate this one, which is 24. We go edit, cut, we move it down to train 2. And it becomes 22. And then one more in train, this train should be done. So we come over here, and then it should be number 25 on train 1, it is. So we duplicate it, we go edit, cut, and paste, and it becomes number 23. Alright, now here's the bravery test. We take train 2, we go file, export, we overwrite our train 2. We delete it out and we go file, import, we import it back in, to make sure it falls back into place and all of its signals are there. And they are. Alright. Now we go to... I'm going to open train 1 back up for a minute. So now we go to train 2. And we need... How many crossings do we need? We need 23 crossings on train 2. Alright, so we have... Let's ungreen these so they spawn into the game. Let's see how many we have. Let's take this off. Alright, so we have 21, so we only have to add 2 more. I'm going to grab 22 and 23 out of here. So I'm going to grab 22 and 23. And I'm going to pop them into here. So that should be all of our train crossings in the XML done. Alright, so now we make our spline invisible. And I got to export it one more time. So go File, Export, Train 2. Overwrite the one that's in there. Okay, so we delete out Train 2. We delete out Train 1. And we save the map. And then we go for a ride on train 2 and see if those signals work. Alright, it's noon. I haven't had any breakfast, so what we're going to do is we're going to get all the train signals in and working. Probably about another half hour or so. And then after we get all the trains, so I can cross the trains completely off the list, then I'll take a lunch break. So I'll take a little bit later lunch break today. But I want to completely finish the train crossing signal project first. Alright, now let's jump back into here. And let's go to New Save Game. And let's see if Train 2 is working without any errors. Now, if y'all missed any of this train build, if you go to my YouTube channel, which is Oldman102 without the second 2, so Oldman102, go to YouTube. Smash that like and subscribe, it's totally free, and then you can see the entire, go to Ricci Valley map build, and you can see the entire map being built from episode 1 all the way up through whatever number we're on now. So you can go back and watch the entire map being built. I've uploaded every single episode from the live streams from Twitch to YouTube. Alright, let's jump in here. Switch to train should still be on, but before we get into the trains, I want to check the log. Make sure it's not throwing any errors. Alright, so train 1, train 2, no errors. Let's jump back in here. Now, let's go back to You are monorail, so monorail, 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 fishing boat. You are train 3. You don't have any signals yet. You're train 2. You're the one we're going to test. But I got to park train 1. I got to park train 1 on the bridge here where it's not going to affect any signals. Then we can jump into train 2. I want to make sure all the signals are off from this train before we get back into train 2. Alright, so now we can jump back into train 2 and we can make sure its signals are working. So we'll make one complete loop with this train. Alright, so you are good. You're good there. I'm not anticipating any problems, but I want to still check every one of them. I'm going to leave the vanilla traffic in this map and not put the custom traffic back in just to save on FPS and save on GPU for your computer. Yeah, that map PDA is only temporary. I haven't done the PDA. PDA gets done at the very, that's the last thing we do. Alright. That one's working. Yeah, I want to thank Winston for the train. Winston made the custom train. So the army train. Military strong. Alright, so that one's good. That one's good. Alright, so that one's working. good there. Alright, let's go to Center City. We do have some more boat splines to put in as well. And I may get rid of some of these trees here that are along this track. Alright, so that one's working. Oh my goodness, y'all excuse me, my sinuses are just, they're the worst today than they've been all week long. Alright, should be one more signal here. Alright, golden there. Let's go back around to where we started. Back across the valley to the outer mountain. I love the views on this map, they're awesome. Slow her down a bit. Alright, so that one's good. So there's a forest to my left that you have to build, so none of the trees are there, but once you build it, all the trees appear. Well, here's the family getting back home. Alright, so there's... that one's good. There's a railroad silo here that has to be built in an entire farm that you have to build in order to use it here where the train's going through now. Alright, so those are good. Let's work our way back over to the other corner. So there's another whole forest to my left that you have to build. Did I miss this crossing? Nope, we're good. Alright, we're almost back to where we started. This map I might use to train more than the other ones. Yeah, Nikki Fizz, hello, thank you for stopping in, much appreciated. We're working on train signals today. We've got, this is train 2, so train 2 is almost done. Then we got to go in and do train 3, which should be a little bit easier. I think there's less crossings on train 3. So we get that done, then the monorails are a train in disguise, and the monorails have to have at least one train crossing to work properly. or the Giants engine, Giants will throw an error. So I've got to figure out what we want to do with the monorail. And I'm probably going to bury it in a building somewhere. Just to get the monorails, to make sure the monorails are run without errors. Alright, we're almost back to where we started. Actually, we are back to where we started. So, okay, so train 2, I'm going to call good. Let's get out of here. Let's get train 3 done. Alright, so back into here. Alright, so what I have to do is we got to go File, Import. I got to bring train 1 back in. I got to go File, Import. I got to bring train 2 back in. Alright, and I got to go File, Import. We got to bring train 3 in. Now, train 3 runs the outer border of the map. I'm going to turn its spline visible, and I'm going to see where railroad crossing 1 is. And we're going to start there and work our way around. So your train crossing signal is sitting out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, that's good to know. Because you are going to become number 1. So this guy, I am going to duplicate. We're going to go Edit, Cut, Train 3, Paste. It should pop right back into place. It does. I'm going to delete this one. You become number 01. Perfect. Now we're going to work our way around. So there's a double crossing here. So we have to take this one and we're going to duplicate it. We're going to go Edit, Cut, and Paste. You become number 2. And then we work our way around. Oh, we need another one here. So we duplicate this one. We go Edit, Cut, and Paste. You become number 3. Yeah, this one's not going to have that many signals, since it runs around the outside of the map. And I think it runs through a tunnel at some point. Yep, so we're going to run across a bridge and it's going to run through a tunnel. Yep, so I don't need any signals there. And yep, now road crossing here. Road crossing there, so there's no rubber on the tracks there. There's no rubber on the tracks there, so we got to grab a road crossing first. All right, I need a road crossing before we can work on the rest of the electric signals. Let me come up here to this train and let me grab a road crossing. Let me grab this guy and let's bring him back there. Alright, so let's get this guy in place. Let me go down to my speed. Alright, so I can zoom in a little bit better. Alright, so road crossing here. And then I need another one here. And again, we'll take off a little bit of grass. I may have to move this pole down a little bit. And then do we have one more? No, probably down here. Let me check this road, see if it has one. And this road does not have one. So let me let me duplicate this one. Let me slide this guy down. Get the road grade crossing in. Alright, now let's get our electric cross signals back in. Now this one I'm probably going to bring over here and adjust the height on, because I'm not going to drag this one all the way across the map. Alright, so we're going to come back down to train 3. I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to just drop it here for a minute. I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to grab the height is at 206. So you just need to be 206. And that gets the height where I need it. You become number 4. And then which way do you get turned so you're the right way round? You have to go, is it this way? Great, you saved the old map. Is it? Oh yeah, we're getting the FPS is pretty much right where it needs to be. I'll show you when we go back in game. Okay, we're gonna have to do a couple things here first. All right, let's get our train signal lined up first. All right, so the one on this side of the tracks goes about there. We are going to have to move a couple monorail uprights. All right, so you, I'm going to slide down a little bit out of my way. And now we come back down to here. And then this guy, nope, that one's in place. This guy has to come down a little bit further. Alright, so that is crossing number 4. Come over to here, duplicate that, slide it down, it becomes number 5. I did a whole bunch. I took half the parked cars out. It was like a whole bunch of stuff that added up to better FPS. So I took out half the parked cars. I took out half of the decorative splines. I repainted a whole bunch of textures. Center Mountain, I changed out most of the construction barriers. So it was like a whole bunch of little stuff to get my FPS back. I took a bunch of stuff off Center Mountain. So it was like a whole bunch of little stuff that added up to getting all my FPS back. So you're number 6. So you go about there. Alright, let's follow this guy around. See where we're going to head next. I don't think we're going to have another road crossing until we come to the next railroad silo, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think we are good till we come down here to the next road cross, the next railroad silo. Yep, so we need a double set there. Now, we already have a train here, so these are going to be a little bit easier to put in. Since we already have a set, let me go down on my speed. Ouch, hope, yeah, it's all good. Every little thing, I spent like hours and hours and hours getting my FPS back. We're going to duplicate this one. We're going to go down to train 3. So we're going to go edit, cut, train 3, and paste. And it becomes number 7. Alright, let's follow this track around. Alright, so we're going to duplicate this one. We come down to train 3, so we go edit, cut, and paste, and then it becomes number 8. And then follow the track around. I can go back up on my speed a little bit. Alright, let's follow this guy around. Alright, so no road there, so it keeps going. Okay, so I need a single here. Alright, so I'm going to duplicate number 8. Slide her down. I'll have to make a couple adjustments to it. Well, first of all, number 9. And then we'll get it in place. So this side on my side of the tracks gets lined up. Now this is a single, it's not a double, so we're going to have to take this one and we have to pull it back a little bit further. Alright, so that is number 9. I don't think there's any more till we get back to the next railroad silo. Let me go up on my speed a little bit more so we can zoom across here a little bit faster. No, I didn't think so. I think we're good till we get down here. This map has some massive fields on it. Alright, so you are going to be a single track. So I need this guy way back here. We're going to duplicate him. We're going to drag his butt over here. He's going to become number 10. And we're going to get him spun right way around. You've got to go, yep, this way. And you go right about there. Alright, so that is number 10. Alright, now, okay, cool, I've got one here. Alright, let me pull this road crossing down to here. And let me get rid of some of the grass. Alright, now we take back down to train 3. Alright, so this guy I'm going to duplicate again. If I can catch this guy right here. So you become number 11. Alright, good. You duplicate you again. So you become number 12. And then, do we have, no, so I need a road crossing first. And let's get rid of the grass, a little bit of grass. Alright. So we grab back down to train 3. You come over to here, you become lucky 13. Alright, and we follow this guy around. I think there's only one more crossing. Maybe 2. Oh, no. I lied. There's a couple more crossings. Alright, so we take 13. We duplicate it, we'll drag her down. So you become 14. I forgot I had a couple more crossroads. Alright, so okay, we're back here. So the landfill is back here. So you're going to have to run your trash and your sewage all the way back here. Yeah, I only have one more to put in, which is this little dirt road right over here, but I still want to put one in. Let's come back up to our road crossings. Let me come all the way up to the top a minute. I gotta close some of the stuff I don't need open. Let me close that. Yeah, this is what I need. Grab this guy, and I'm going to duplicate him, and we'll slide him over to here. Let's get him in place. So you go this way to 90. I'm going to take my speed down so I can, it's not what I wanted. 90. There we go. Now I want to take my speed down. Why are you not taking my speed down? Alright, now it's taking my speed down. Yeah, that was weird. Alright, now I can zoom in. We can get this guy in place. I think this is the last crossing. Let's get the grass out. Let's go back to train 3, to our last crossing, which is way over there. let's duplicate that one. Drag it over this way. You become number 15. And then you've got to get spun this way. Yep, the right way around. And I clicked off of it. Let's just come back down to here. I think that's the last one. I've said that like 3 times already. So where did we start? Hold on. Where's number 1? Oh, way over there. Okay, one more. This should be the last one. It is. So I'm going to grab number 1. It's a double track. I already have one here. I don't have to. I got to duplicate this one. So we have to go to this one. Let's go duplicate. We go edit, cut, train 3. It should pop right into there, and it is number 16. Look, even the number's correct. And that should take us back to number 1. So you should actually be number 1. Alright, you are perfect. Alright, so let's do this. So take the spline, we make it invisible, we take train 3, we go File, Export, we overwrite train 3, and then we bravery test is we delete it, we import it back in, and it should fall right back into place. Perfect. Alright, so train 3 has 16. So let's go to train 3. And we have to have 16 railroad crossings in this XML. I'm going to get rid of this guy. Actually, I'm going to leave them there. 17 here. Save that. So this should be number 16. We have 16 correct. Alright, so you're saved, you're saved, you're saved. So now what we do is we delete train 3. We delete train 2. We delete train 1, and we save the map. Norna's back. Is it? Yep. Sorry, caught up on chat. Yep. When we get back into Center Mountain, I'll show you. There was a whole bunch of small stuff that added up to getting a lot of the FPS back. And a lot of it was just taking stuff off the map from Center Mountain. So I got rid of over half the parked cars. I got rid of half of the pedestrian splines. I got rid of like the extra duck splines and boat splines. I repainted a whole bunch of textures. I got rid of some trees. I took about half the trees off of Center Mountain. I replaced a lot of the fences with a different fence that was less triangles, so a lot less had to spawn into the game. I repainted the texture under the lake so it wasn't as shiny. Got rid of a couple of signs. Alright, so this should be train 3 done. Let's go for a ride. And then we'll figure out what we have to do with the monorails. So yeah, top of Center Mountain's done, Outer Mountain's done. I've got one area left on in the valley to finish. We have to finish express staffing so we have more bus stops. We have to finish the power grid, all the light poles and all the power poles. I have to add in the beehive production, the apiary. We have boat splines, stop signs. I have to put the barn in for the sell point for bales. All the sell points have to come into the map. And we have to check all the triggers to make sure they accept the containers. So I'm really hoping it's going to get done this week. I'm really hoping we're ready for testing next weekend. Yeah, I'm not going to take the time to drive around the map now, because I want to get the railroad crossings done so I can take a lunch break. Alright, so I am going to tab to trains is still on. That's a monorail, that's a monorail, that's a monorail. That's the fishing boat. You're train 3. I'm going to stop you for a minute. Train 1, I need to stop, but I need to stop it where it's not. I got to stop train 1 and train 2 so they're not near any railroad crossings. Because that's the only way I can test train 3. So I'm going to park train 2 and train 1 and train 2 on the bridge. Or somewhere over here along the water where it's out of the way. So it's not affecting any of the crossings. So I stop you here. You won't affect any of the crossings. So I want to make sure that the crossings are off for train 1 and 2 when I test train 3. Okay. Okay, perfect. You're in a good spot to stop you. I just need to slow you down from 100 miles an hour. And we'll back you back up onto the bridge. Come on. I've got the brakes like full on. It takes a while to stop because we sped the trains up to 100 miles an hour. Alright, so let me get you back on the bridge so you're not affecting any of the crossings. So I've got to make sure that one in front of me turns off. Actually, it won't matter because that's train 1 and train 2, so that signal won't affect train 3. Alright, so now we go to train, okay, monorail, monorail, fishing boat, train 3. Okay, now we can test train, this is the tunnel, this is really cool, let me back up. Oh, I see, we gotta go in and fix the monorail stands. Because they're, I can live with that, they're into the tunnel a little bit. Let me back this guy up first, you can see it go into the tunnel, it's pretty cool. And then we'll drive back through the tunnel going forwards. Oh, should have drove through the tunnel. Yeah, we should have just went forward. This way we wouldn't have had to mess with backing all the way back up 100 miles an hour. But we can test the signals over here. We are on the very southern end of the map center, at the map border, is where we are, right along field 62. I'm just going to back up a little bit so we hit this last road crossing. That's all right. We'll work our way back towards the tunnel. Okay, right here. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to start here. Let's work our way forward to make a circle. So we're going to circle back around to field 62. Alright, so this signal's working. Yeah, this is a really cool tunnel over here. You come out of a tunnel and then you go across a bridge. Alright, so that signal's good. I don't anticipate any problems. I think we should be good with all the signals. And then there's a pretty long tunnel. It goes under field 61, I think. So I think there's a field on top of this train. Bridget, hello. Thank you for stopping in, much appreciated. Yeah, I think this tunnel on here is actually longer than the tunnel on the hollow map. And then you come out of the tunnel, you're going to be elevated. You're going to go across an elevated bridge. Alright, now we're going to come up to another railroad silo. I'm seriously thinking of thinning out like half the trees that are around the trains. Just so you get a little bit better view when you're on the trains. Yeah, y'all, don't go by the map. The map is not finished, so it's not going to show any of the fields. Oh, I've got some grass right there on the rocks we have to go back and get rid of. So long field 58, when we go into the map, I gotta look at that. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit. There should be a couple signals along here. Alright, so that one's working. That one's good. Alright, so far so good. Protein Pix Mix, is there mining on this map? There is mining on this map. Mining on this map is going to be really fun. I'll show you after lunch if you stop back in. I haven't eaten breakfast or lunch and it's already almost 1 o'clock my time. I want to get the 3 monorails done. I'm going to get out of here for half an hour. I can show you the mining after lunch if you can come back. Alright, so that one's done. Alright, so we're going to cross the bridge at the edge of the map. Should be a dirt road here. There is, so that one's working. Your landfill is up here at the very top left corner of the map. So I guess it would be northwest corner of the map. So there's your landfill back there where you have to take your trash and your sewage. Big grass meadow to the right. Pretty long field here, 78 to the left. This is a 16x production map that I've been working on for about a year. It has, you have to build half of your fields, you have to build half of your forests, you have to build every single sell point except for Walmart. Walmart's going to have a very, very low price. So let's say Walmart buys wheat. It's going to be like a third of the price than none of Ricci's, but if you want to sell it at none of Ricci's, you have to build the sell point first. You have to build all the railroad silos, you have to build half the farms, you have to build the power grid, you have to build every sell point except for one. So it's not going to be a easy map to play. It's going to be a very difficult map to play. But we're getting the rest. We're getting all the train signals in today, so I can cross that off the list. You'll be there? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, pop in after lunch. I'll definitely, we'll do a little bit of a map tour after lunch, and then we'll get back into the editor. I don't want to spend too much time doing a map tour today because I really want to get this finished. But yeah, I can show you some of the mining. Alright, so there should be a signal here. So that one's working. We just have to work our way back around to the... We're on the very north end of the map. We just got to work our way back to the southern end of the map. Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about removing about half the trees around the trains, and that'll open up a little bit better view. So this is train 3. Train 3 runs around the perimeter of the map, and it doubles up its track a little bit on train 1 and train 2. Train 1 goes around the southern end of the map, train 2 goes around the northern end of the map, and then cuts across the center of the map. So there's a south loop, a north loop, and then an outer loop. And some really, really massive fields. Yeah, you have to open up the mine too. You have to build the mine before you can use it. So you don't even have access to the mine until you build it. If you like a 16x map with big fields, this map's got some big fields on it. Alright, so crossing here. Alright, that one's working. Have you got some plans in the pipeline for 22? I cannot answer that until 22's out and the editor's out. Because Giants isn't telling us anything on the new engine. But since Seasons, here's what I do know. Seasons is built into the map, so every single building on the map has to have a snow layer. So that's going to be the first nightmare. Even if you're not playing with Seasons, I still have to build a snow layer onto every single building. That's the first nightmare. The second nightmare is there's a new... Giants is going with the new texture program. So all the current textures and all the current maps will not be compatible with 22. You got to run every single texture through a new program and convert it over to a new format. So those are the two things that I know for sure. And it's not running on Global Company. There's a new factory script. That's the third nightmare. So it's going to be very difficult to convert maps from 19 to 22. You won't see any custom maps for a year. You'll see a couple of little quick, somebody taking a base game map and making a couple quick changes to it. You'll see something like that come out, but my map or Pleasant Valley or Sandy Bay, Lone Oak, you're not going to see those maps for at least a year. Every texture's got to be redone. All the foliage has to come off the map and get put back in. All the trees have to come off the map and get put back in. All the custom fruits have to get retextured. It's going to be a complete nightmare to convert anything over from 19 to 22. Alright, so we're coming up on where we started, so we've made our complete loop just about. But we really won't know until we get we've made our complete loop. Alright, I'm going to get out of here. We're going to get the monorails done. And I can call the trains completely done and get them off the list. So this map is not done, but this will get you an idea on some fields. So you're going to have a really good mix of some small fields, some medium fields, and then just some large fields. Like over here, 58 is just massive. And then on this side of the map, 66 is massive. 73 is huge, 76 is huge. So you got a good mix of small, medium, and large fields. So right now the jury's out on 22 till we actually get the game and get the editor. Because 22 is running on a new engine with new graphics. Alright, so trains are done. Now the problem is I have to put at least one train crossing in for a monorail. So actually I'm going to slide over to back to the center of the map for a minute. So I'm going to figure out what I want to do with the monorails. I'm probably going to take the one crossing signal and just bury it inside of a building. But I'm going to start over here at like central apartments. And I'll figure out what I want to do with the monorail. Alright, so now the question is, which ones are the monorails? I think there's 7. I think there's 6, 7, and 8. I think train 5 is the boat. I think train 5 is the fishing boat. Only one way to find out. Let me spawn it into the map. File, import. I think train 5 is the fishing boat. Let me look at its spline. Yeah, that's the fishing boat. Alright, let me delete that out. Alright, so we got to work with 6, 7, and 8. So let's import in train 6, which is one of the monorails. I'm going to make its spline visible for a minute. So it's the monorail that's running like right in front of me. Tracks near me. Alright. But I'm going to do a really quick side note. I'm going to make sure the log train 3 had no errors real quick. And it didn't. Alright. Now, what do I want to do with the train crossing for... I've got to have at least one in the map in order for the map to work. In order for the train to work. I can put it up here and make it like a people guard, but when the train's here, the crossing signal will be down, and the people won't be able to get from the platform into the monorail. I don't think I can turn it the other way so it crosses. Here's what I was thinking. I don't know if it's going to work. Let me turn it this way for a second. Let me go to minus 90. So what I was thinking about doing was, and this is probably going to look stupid, but I was thinking about putting, let me bring this down so it's just sitting on top of the roof. Let me take my speed down. What I was thinking about doing was putting it here as like a little barrier so nobody comes off here and falls off the edge. I would rather have the barrier down, and when the monorail comes over, the barrier goes up so people can cross, but you can't make it work backwards. At least I don't think I can. I'm wondering if I put the barrier down, if it'll go up when the monorail goes through. I think that's a robocall. I'm just going to ignore it a minute. Let me make sure I didn't lose, my phone is buffering. Let me just make sure I didn't lose my stream. I didn't. Alright. Now, I'm wondering if I put the barrier down, if it'll actually go up. But I think, let me pull up train 6. Oh, I don't want the i3D. I want the XML. Oh, you were the XML. You're not. Okay, you are train 6, and you have no railroad crossings. Oh, maybe I can run it with no railroad crossings. Maybe I can. Let me see something. Why do I have a double railroad collar there? And a double railroad collar on the bottom? There shouldn't be a double and a double that I know of. Railroad crossing. To a railroad crossing. Okay, railroad collar is something else. Okay, so railroad collar I can ignore. Railroad crossing, so the monorail right now is running without any railroad crossings and it's running without any errors. I'm going to grab one railroad crossing for a second. I want to test something. Let's grab railroad crossing 1. I want to throw it into here. And I want to see start and end. Start and end. Let me look at this number here. So this is 100. I want to look at UR100. UR rotation is 000. Okay, so my start rotation is 000. My end rotation is the gate down at 90 90, 0, and 0. Now if I reverse these, so let me take you to 90. So if we start out at 90, 0, and 0, so if I start out at 90, 0, and 0, and we go to 0, 0, and 0, it should start with the railroad crossing down, and when the monorail comes in, it should go up. Let me try something. Let's take this guy, and let's go, yeah, this way. Let me spin it to 0. And I want to put this one right here, so like a worker cannot walk out onto there. So it should start off with the crossing barrier down, and then it should come up when the monorail comes through. So if we do the same thing to this one, so if we take this one and we put it here, and we take its barrier, and we say you start out down at 90, and you block people from crossing until the monorail comes over. So then we have to take this one and go start out at 90 and then go to 0. This may actually work. This may actually work. Unless it's going to throw a Lua error. Let's take train 6. Let's go file, export. We're going to overwrite train 6. We're going to delete it from the map, and we're going to save the map. I want to see if this will, I'm going to go into the game and see if this will actually work. I'm really hoping it'll start with the crossing signal down, and then when we approach it with the monorail, the crossing signal goes up so the people can walk through. To get onto the monorail. Then I'm gonna take a lunch, and we'll come back and finish the monorails after lunch, because we're gonna have to put a whole bunch of crossing signals in, all the way around the map for all 3 monorails. So that's gonna be like another hour and a half of worth of work to do. But we're gonna use this one as a quick test. Yeah, this map's been a year in the making. Alright, let me jump in here and see if this thing's going to throw an error or completely crash. So let's jump, let me delete save game 9. Let's come into a brand new save game. I may have to move its trigger. We may have to go in and adjust a trigger for this to work. Alright, so we're going to start without crashing. That's the first good sign. Let's quickly grab monorail 1, which is right here. And I'm just going to spin the camera around. I'm going to see what I'm going to try and see what the crossing signal's doing. So the monorail, you move your workers around the map on. All those blank squares between us are all cell points that you have to build. So you won't have access to the cell points till you build them. Except for Walmart, and Walmart's going to have really low prices. So if you want the better price, you're going to have to build the better cell point. So I just want to get back past this first signal that we're testing. And I'm not going to be able to tell till we drive. Ooh, it may actually work. Let's see if the gates go down when we get the train past it. Nope, I think they're going to be stuck up. Don't think they're going to work. Let me get this monorail out of the way, and we'll go over there, we'll do a flyby. Alright, I'm going to commit suicide here. Yeah! Alright, I'm going to go into flight mode a minute. Alright, let's go see what that's signal's doing with no train there. They may have to adjust the triggers. Oh no, the gates are down. So the gates are down and it's off. Let's jump back into that monorail. And let's see if when we approach it, the gates come back up. Now I can't do anything with the lights. I can't make the lights work the opposite way. Matt, hey chat, back home and doing a fresh start on Ricci Valley. Nice. Was this monorail breakdown as much as the Walt Disney World ones? I hope not. It's the only way you're going to get your passengers transported from railroad station to railroad station. So you could take a whole monorail load of passengers here and take them out to the edge of the map if you own a railroad silo out at the edge of the map. Now I think... So the railroad signals were down, so now they should be up. And so now with the railroad signal up, it opens up the gate for the workers to get on the monorail. And then once the monorail drives past, the crossing gate will go back down, letting you know you can't cross. So we should now, let me go back into flight mode. So we should now, that the train, so now the gate's back down, letting you know you're not going to be able to cross there to get. I can live with that. I can't make the lights work backwards. I can't make the lights be on and then turn off when the monorail comes in. I do need to make those splines invisible. Alright, so I gotta remember to turn the monorail splines invisible. I can live with this. So how many, let's do a quick fly. So that's one, just want to estimate about how many. So there should be one there. There should be one at each of the outer railroad stations. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 signals per monorail. We have 3 monorails. Alright, y'all, I'm going to get out of here for lunch. When we get back, I'll do a map tour like I promised. We'll do a quick map tour. And then we'll finish up the monorails. So I like the way the monorails are working. What an awesome, fantastic map you've done. Lots and lots of work, hours you ever. Yeah, if you, like I said, if y'all go to Old Man 102 without the second two, go to my YouTube page, and you can watch every episode of this map being built. Here, let me see if I can pull it up without losing the internet. I'll show you all real quick. Alright, so if we come to, let me come over here. Alright, so if y'all go to Old Man 102, go to playlists. There should be a Ricci Valley map build. Ricci Valley map build. There are, I didn't record day 1, so it starts with day 2, but you didn't miss anything. You can go in and watch every single episode of this map being built from where it started with nothing to where it is now. So I'm going to get out of here. Throw you all back on ending soon. I'll definitely give you all a map tour. Actually, what we'll do is we'll come in, we'll finish the monorails first. It won't take long. And then we'll do a map tour. I'll show you some of the buildables. I'll show you the mines. So we'll spend a little bit of time finishing up the monorails because I want to get them completely off my list today. And then we'll do a quick tour. So, yeah, give me about 20 minutes to half an hour and I shall be back.